They're not the gatekeeper?
No.
Okay, we'll go to that Melissa. Probably accidentally laid it down.
Hello. So glad that you could join us this afternoon for the signing of our historic peace agreement with the Romulans. Should be a very interesting occasion. And generally, thank you for coming to ABOB. The next show coming up is Clue, and there is auditions this afternoon following the show and tomorrow evening. I'm not sure of the time, but I'm guessing probably like 7 to 9 or something. I believe that's all. The Enterprise should be arriving soon, so we can get the event on. Thank you.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission. To explore the universe and not die. To seek out new life and new civilizations. To boldly go where no man... Wait. Human unit? Person? Being? Okay. Where no being has gone before. Well, unless you count all the civilizations already there. Anyway, they boldly go there in a bold manner.
Stardate 1701.42, Captain James T. Kirk speaking. We have been ordered to the neutral zone to meet a Romulan warbird carrying the Ambassador Grohn, who we will escort to Amini R7 for peace negotiations. Peace has been a long time coming, and we must grasp it. Here's hoping that everything works out. Kirk out. We're going to be picking up this Romulan pinhead in about 15 minutes, and we would be very nice if we had a bridge full of people. Hello!
Sorry, Captain, we were attending a safety briefing regarding the transport of Romulan ambassador.
No, they were not. They were playing Enduring Chuck-a-Luck in the rec hall.
Shut up, Wesley!
Why are you guys always telling me to shut up?
If I had a claymore, I'd spank your backside with it, you young scamp.
That would not be advisable. Research has shown that gifted children, like Wesley, must be free to explore the world around them without the restraints of traditional behavior.
Pig's gizzard.
Though he's pampered and extremely unpleasant, Captain, the boy's account is factual.
I see. I told you.
Wesley!
Quiet, all of you. We are in the Federation, the highest calling of mankind. And if we don't succeed in this mission, if we don't seize the opportunity for greatness, our children's children will look back on this day with shame. Did you get all that computer? You saved the file of my memoir?
Yes, Captain.
I am good.
So why are we even out here in the middle of cotton-picking space? Play taxi for this Romulan yahoo. What's the matter? Is Halston's a shoe?
You know very well, Doctor. It is a demonstration of our commitment to the concept of peace with the Romulan Empire.
Why couldn't we have just sent an Uber?
Captain, we are approaching rendezvous coordinates.
Very well. Mr. Sue, slow us to 1/3 impulse power.
He is no longer here, Captain.
What? Where is he?
He was eaten by an acid creature on Regulon 3.
Oh, you mean that one that went... Yeah, I remember that one. So, who's driving the ship anyway?
It appears, Captain, we are on cruise control.
Much easier on the dilithium crystals.
Well, I'm not driving the ship. I'm the captain. Wesley, Take the station and slow us to 1/3 impulse power.
Mommy won't let me.
Shut up, Wesley! You must understand that even though he is gifted beyond compare, he is just my little boy. Just like
Fine. Next man up. Get the next red shirt out of the turbo lift.
Hey, I can do that. You! Sit in your chair over there and do as the captain tells you.
Slow us down to 1/3 impulse, and what's your name?
My friends call me Lucky.
Yeah, slow us down to 1/3 impulse, Mr. Lucky.
Slow to...
Captain, if we don't reduce our speed, there's a 93% probability we will collide with the Romulan ship, killing everyone on board and provoking an all-out war, which will result in the extermination of both species, not to mention what it will do to our insurance rate.
Pump the brakes, boy! Pump the brakes!
Oh, gotcha. Wow, that was close. Good thing you didn't break.
If you damage my ship with that power slide of yours, that'll be hell to pay, laddie.
Never mind that. O'Hara, raise the Romulan ship and see if the ambassador's ready to beam over.
Hi, sir.
Jim, I've got a bad feeling about this. I mean, what do we even know about this ambassador? I feel like we've had too many mint juleps, and now we're riding backwards, blindfolded, in Kentucky Derby.
I too agree with the doctor's somewhat confused metaphor, Captain. It would be better if we had more data.
Captain, I'm receiving a message from the Romulan commander.
Very well. Put it on the overhead, O'Hara.
Yes, sir.
Our apologies, as the ambassador is not yet ready to beam over to your ship. He undertakes to produce a heroic Flasberhef before his transfer, being unsure as to whether Federation facilities can accommodate the task. He will be ready to beam over shortly.
What in the name of all that's holy is a Flasberg hat?
Go a flash for half. Let's the Romulan now, mean turd. Poopy. A duty? You know I taught myself that word.
Shut up, Wesley! Is that Romulan toady implying that our sanitation facilities aren't up to handling his needs? I'll have it. I'll challenge him, I will. Just try to keep up with me after I've had a couple of proper Arguses.
He's ready to transport, sir.
Fine. Notify the transporter room.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Crusher, would you go to the transporter room and escort the ambassador to the bridge? And while you're at it, take Wesley with you before someone pulls a phaser on him?
Yes, Captain. Wesley, come along.
Mommy, I want to stay on the bridge.
What, Wesley?
Ow, 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 I'm so mean.
In the meantime, it is up to us to extend the olive branch of peace to our erstwhile enemy, making sure that future prosperity is safe for us and our progeny. Save that one, computer.
Yes, Captain. Shall I add it to the memoir file?
You read my mind. Now, when the ambassador gets here, we have to pretend to be all buddy-buddy, maybe take a, tell a joke or two, but don't say anything that's going to cause an intergalactic incident.
But those carpetbaggers were responsible for the plague that killed my parents, the Moon of Kronos.
And that black hole that consumed Mongol 9, all of those children.
They even raided my own homeworld repeatedly through the centuries, capturing and enslaving thousands of my people.
And they ran down my ship, claiming our sanitation facilities weren't up to accommodating their waste. I'll show them waste.
They're real buttheads.
I know we all have a reason for wanting them dead. but the Federation and future generations are counting on us. We must not fail. We will not fail. We will secure the future for us and our progeny. How was that one, computer?
Saved to the memoir file, Captain. However, saying progeny again is a bit repetitive. Perhaps say, our children are counting on us?
I like it. Make it so.
Yes, Captain.
Captain, it appears that the Romulan ambassador has transported safely to its ship.
Very well. Mr. Lucky, go to Aminiar 7, engage.
Should I use like Google Maps or something to put the course in?
Captain,
What are you on about?
we can't leave just yet. Apparently, when the ambassador was being transported over here, Wesley Crusher was transported to the Romulan ship, and they advised us not to leave him or they will open fire.
That's very tempting, but no. Let me know when Mr. Crusher arrives back at our ship. In the meantime, Mr. Lucky, set course for Aminiar 7, but do not engage.
But do I use like Google Maps or what?
What are you on about?
To get to that Aminiar place.
But you did go to the Starfleet Academy, didn't you?
I was homeschooled.
You did learn how to navigate.
Yeah, but it was like a video game. You just told the computer to do it and it did it for you.
Well, it's the same thing here. You tell the computer what to do and it does it for you. All you have to do is mash the button.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Computer, could you lay in a course for Aminiar 7 and lay it in? Thanks. Thank you. Oh, wait. But don't start it yet. Lay in the course, but don't start it. Wait for me to push the button.
Course to Aminiar 7, laid in.
But don't start it.
But not started.
Alrighty, Captain. Course to Aminiar 7 is laid in and waiting for me to mash this button.
I am going to need a lot more mint juleps before this trip is through.
Captain, the transporter room reports that there was a problem bringing Wesley Crusher back. There was some kind of power surge, but he is back now, and they are bringing the ambassador to the bridge.
Very well. Mr. Lucky, to Aminiar 7, engage. Why aren't we moving, Mr. Lucky?
I mashed the button like Mr. Scott told me to.
Your bloody foot's still on the brake, you daft horse's backside. Take your foot off of the brake and try it again.
Right, the brake. Okay, here we go. I'll get better, sir. I promise.
May I present Ambassador Grohn of the Imperial Romulan Empire. Ambassador, Captain James T. Kirk, commanding the Starship Enterprise.
Ambassador, I welcome you in the spirit of friendship. May this historic meeting signify the cooperation of our two peoples, founding a common destiny towards the future.
You are writing memoir.
Computer, any suggestions?
Not at this time, Captain.
Great. I do feel it's important that the future generations learn from my memoir.
I tried this once and it went nowhere. I write you very nice forward for 10% of advance sales.
I'll think about it. In the meantime, we are en route to Aminiar 7. Mr. Lucky, what time will we arrive at Meteor 7?
If someone can lend me their phone, I can check Google.
Computer, what time will we arrive at Meteor 7?
We will arrive in approximately 25 minutes.
And what's there?
Once there, we will have a banquet with Starfleet personnel, and at the conclusion, we will sign the peace treaty.
Yeah, because we don't want you to kill more children.
Or enslaving Vulcans.
You know, maybe releasing plagues.
Yes. Oh, yes, children days. Oh, those were the good old days. Oh, such good days. But times change, and we must change with them, mustn't we? So, tell me about this ship. Enterprise? Constellation class? Built by the Musk Spaceworks on Earth?
Hey, and she's got the facilities to deal with anything you can dish out.
Oh. We experienced severe turbulence in the turbo lift. Is this something which will affect our trip to Ameniar? Your vessel seems unstable.
It's 100 times more stable than any of those ships you lived around the universe in.
As you say. Perhaps I could have some of our engineers come over and take a look at it. Maybe they could make some suggestions for improvements.
Improvements? I'll have you know we have the finest ship in the universe, and Romulan engineers are only fit to polish their commodes. If it weren't for your cloaking device, we'd already rid the world of you scum.
Gentlemen, remember this is a mission of peace, and we must do this for future generations.
That was a good one. You have a way with words.
I do not believe you people, consorting with these scum when you should be destroying them. You should grind them underfoot and hear the lamentations of their women.
Wesley?
Your one has fire.
You are all weak. I spit upon you. And curse your shadow.
Shut up, Wesley.
You dare try to silence me? I will wear your teeth as a necklace. Your ribcage shall house my parakeet. Your nose I shall feed to my hounds. And your skull shall hold my soap.
Wesley?
Mr. Crusher?
Captain, I believe this is no longer the Wesley Crusher we know. Observe the gold sash and gold teeth.
Of course! I should have seen it myself.
I believe this Wesley Crusher has come here from the alternate universe, where everyone has gold sashes and goatees. I theorize that the power surge we experienced when he was transported to the Romulan ship opened an interdimensional channel that allowed the two Wesley Crushers to change places.
Aye, that explains why I was starting to like this one.
Do we have to change him back, Captain?
I knew it wasn't him the moment he went 15 minutes without whining.
We owe it to him to change him back. But this peace mission must come first. Future generations and my book royalties demand it.
You are pragmatist, Captain. It is always good to know the motivations of people you're dealing with. Then you can know their weaknesses and take advantage of them.
In my world, you would be cut into small pieces and fed to the dogs.
Boy's starting to grow on me.
Captain, I've just been in contact with the Starfleet site coordinator and all's in readiness for our arrival. Thanks to our Quantum Deus Ex Machina wormhole, we will be able to go from the bridge to the venue upon arrival.
Wesley, why don't you put on that cute little sailor suit that Mommy wants you to wear to the party? And make sure you wash your face and hands. Mommy wants you looking her your best.
Oh, if you touch me with that, I will end you, mother and her mother.
Wesley!
So how shall we arrive to this meeting hall, Captain? Will we line up to use your puny transporter?
Well, first, let's find out how long it'll take to get there. Mr. Lucky, how much longer before we get there?
Is that the red belt or the gray belt?
Computer, how much longer before we get to a meteor 7?
We will arrive in 10, 9, 8, 7. We are here.
Such incompetence! If you were a navigator on one of our birds of prey, you would be fed to starving Nashwagos. We do not have to wait for the Federation to sign a peace treaty. We can just let you die of your own incompetence.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. We didn't have to worry about all that stumbling around in the simulator.
Simulator? Do you mean to tell me you've never piloted a starship before, and we put our beautiful enterprise in your hands?
We are lucky to be alive. And I'm happy to drink to that. Mint julep, anyone?
Doctor, I believe we have arrived at our destination, so any further protestations of relief are superfluous.
Bones, what she means is we're here, and you know what they say about any landing that you can walk away from. Computer, wait, strike that. It is fitting that we arrive at this historic event, having survived together a threat to our very lives. For sharing hardship, we forge an alliance which will last forever. Yeah, say it that way.
Already done, Captain.
Pathetic. Shared hardship and no blood was spilled? Please.
Captain, I believe we can proceed to the assembly room now.
Should I put the ship in park or something?
Put it in park. Put it in park. One more word out of you, laddie.
I'll take care of him for you. You know, it's been several minutes now since I killed and dismembered someone. I'm worried I'll forget how.
Are you sure you're not part Romulan? So, Captain, to arrive at this assembly hall, do we use the puny transporter here on the bridge?
Puny transporter? I'll have you know we have the finest transporters in all the fleet, and besides,
it is no longer necessary to use the transporter. Federation scientists have managed to create a stable wormhole where we are simply able to walk off the front of the ship and into the meeting area.
As the guest,
walk off the front of the ship.
Yes, as the guest of honor, we invite you to go first.
Me? Through the front of the ship?
Of course.
I see what you're doing here. Have the Romulan go first and walk into a wall so you can get a good laugh. You Federation types are so predictable.
Very well. Mr. What's your name?
Lucky.
Mr. Lucky, come around and please show the ambassador how the Federation gets things done.
Okay. Sir, I've never used the wormhole bridge before. I've heard about it. Oh, I don't want to forget this. It was my major award. What's it like?
It's like falling off a log.
A log? Okay.
Now, Mr. Lucky?
Yes, sir.
Captain, that was not supposed to happen.
That could have been me, trying to send me through a faulty wormhole. You Federation snakes are so predictable.
Faulty technology. There's nothing wrong with that wormhole. I'd stake my reputation on it.
Would not have happened on one of our birds of prey.
Listen, you Romulan.
Bones, what do you think did it? What got him?
Hard to say, Jim. Could have been almost anything. Andorian shingles, Centaurian cholera, plutonian pustulence. Heck, anything out here can kill you. And did you notice he's wearing a red shirt? And they never lived very long.
Of course, a red shirt.
Don't look, Wesley! Death is so ugly!
If you do not get away from me, there's going to be another death here. Mother or no mother.
So can we dispense with all of this superior technology and go and use the transporter?
I've had about enough of you running down my ship.
Would not have happened on our birds of prey.
Listen, you Romulan.
I haven't seen a case of Xandorian zombieism since medical school.
Oh, sorry about that, y'all. You ever get a Charlie horse right in the back of your leg?
Or it could be cramp.
Are you okay, Mr. Lucky?
Oh, yes, sir. Just cramped up coming down them steps. Guess I better eat some more bananas, huh?
Folks, do you think we could hurry up? We are on a schedule. Remember, we're making history here today. There's trillions of people watching. We don't want to keep history waiting now, do we?
Well, I ain't going first.
There's a 99% probability all will be well.
Perhaps Mr. Scott should go first, since the Federation's technology is so superior.
Fine, you pointy-eared pinhead. Don't let me down now, dearie. There, see?
Now, let's go on the shore and get me off this tin can.
Decorum, please, people. Perhaps the captain should come first. Remember history.
Bones, you want to go first? No. Fine. That's one small step for the Federation, one giant leap for mankind.
Captain, that is very close to plagiarism. Should I strike a comment?
There's no time for dilly-dallying, people.
Nah, people won't remember the original anyway.
Oh, Ambassador. Now, you will speak first, followed by myself, and then Captain Kirk will conclude the proceedings.
But don't you want me to introduce...
No, I'm afraid not, Captain. And we are on a schedule, so...
I've had just about enough of this. Where is the bar?
Wesley, Alistair Crusher, you are not old enough to drink.
I'm with you, laddie. Let's go over to the bar and get something to drink. I've had enough of this blather skite.
People of the Federation, I welcome you to this historic peace conference, where you can finally feel that you're equal to the great Romulan Empire. But perhaps someday you will even be to the Romulan Empire. But enough about the magnanimity of the Romulans. In the matter of fact, excuse me, throat is scratchy, undoubtedly from faulty ventilation system on Starship Enterprise. Now, as I was saying...
Ambassador? Ambassador Grohn? Fascinating.
Well, that ain't good.
Maybe it's just a crank.
Oh, Era, stop the broadcast.
Aye, sir.
Sorry, Jim. There was nothing I could do.
Are you saying that he's dead? We're about to sign a historic peace alliance, and the ambassador, the person who's supposed to sign it, is dead at our facility? At an event I've spent weeks planning? After we guaranteed him safe passage? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I didn't say all that.
Captain, I believe we are still broadcasting.
Of course.
Perhaps we should come up with a plan of action.
I've got a plan. Let's drink to celebrate.
Sure, yeah.
We've got to get ahead of this somehow.
And I thought this place was getting boring.
Perhaps an investigation, sir, to find out who is responsible for the ambassador's untimely demise.
Of course.
Maybe using our own head of security, who is nowhere near the ambassador, to help solve the mystery and find out who the culprit is.
Of course.
Maybe you should summon Mr. Worf to the bridge, sir.
Of course. Computer.
Already done, Captain. He is on his way. Would you like me to clean up your recorded commentary in the wake of this unexpected event?
Yes, excellent. To Paul. Everyone's staring at us. What do we do?
Well, logic would dictate, sir, that we ask them to keep the recent events clearly in their minds. Their input will certainly be required to solve the mystery of the ambassador's death. Well, and while they're doing that, there's no reason for them not to stretch their legs. Perhaps we should take a break and they can, find a snack and while we prepare for our investigation. So everybody's not quite so focused on the recent events.
I'll drink to that!
For sure. I like it. Let's get to it.
Captain, let's get to it is perhaps a little informal considering the gravity of the situation. May I suggest, this truly was a murder most foul and we've only got until the end of the evening to figure out who done it.
Yes. Make it so.
And I can't lunch boys not sharing.
Oh, that's because
This looks really bad for the Federation. A diplomat murdered here.
And I'm
Just after left your ship, where he was under your protection.
What do you think happened?
He was
blaming
across the universe.
Enterprise.
It's a disaster. Total disaster.
I drink to forget. I don't know.
Do you have any idea yet who murdered the ambassador?
I think it is premature to say he was murdered. Why do you say that?
I asked the computer.
The computer?
Yes, I said, what happened to the Romulan ambassador? And the computer said there was a 99.4% chance that he was poisoned.
A 99.473% chance.
Didn't you ask?
The computer and I are not currently on speaking terms. Did the computer share with you the identity of the murderer?
It wouldn't say, but can we move this investigation out of the hall? It looks really bad to be investigating a murder in the same place where a peace accord was to be signed.
I see your point. Would the bridge of the Enterprise be preferable?
Anything to get it out of here.
Very well. But I will still need to talk to everyone who came into contact with the ambassador this evening. Especially if it turns out he was murdered.
It is 99.47356% certain that Ambassador Grohn was murdered.
But do you know how he was murdered? Computer, how was the ambassador murdered? Oh, this is ridiculous. You will answer my question.
Could we maybe move this to the Enterprise?
Fine, but it would just save a lot of time if the computer would just tell us how the ambassador was murdered.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you smashed one of my remote terminals because it gave you an answer that you did not like.
I refuse to apologize to a machine.
Have fun solving the case on your own.
Dr. McCoy, would you accompany me back to the Enterprise for some questions?
I can take my menu. All right, hold your horses, I'm coming. Hey, up here.
He lied.
What do you want to know?
You were the first to examine the ambassador after he collapsed. What were your findings?
I found out he was better than a fossilized Crewman.
Yes, but did you get any unusual readings?
He was a dang green-blooded Romulan. Of course I got unusual readings.
I mean, did you get any unusual readings for a Romulan?
My tricorder registered a viral pathogen I'd never seen before. Seems to have shut down all his vital systems. His temperature readings were 15 degrees above normal.
Ah! So, it was a virus that killed him?
Sure didn't do him any good.
I take it this virus is not naturally occurring.
I'll have to do some studying on that one. But if I had to guess, I'd say it was specifically engineered to kill Romulans. I'll have the computer run some simulations.
Gentlemen, you are aware that the entire hall can hear you, right? Perhaps we could be a little more discreet when speculating on a virus targeting the entire Romulan species.
Serve 'em right. Payback for that plague that killed my parents. What the heck has a guy got to do to get some service around here?
You do realize, Doctor, that you've just implicated yourself with a possible motive for murder.
Dang it, Worf. I'm a doctor, not an assassin. I didn't do it, but I'm sure not sorry he's dead. And where the heck is my drink? Come on,
Come along, Doctor. Perhaps you can return to the hospitality bar and Mr. Worf can continue his investigation.
Good idea.
And bring someone else up to be questioned. So, it appears he was killed by an engineered virus.
Obviously.
But who did it?
I do not respond to oversized children with anger issues.
I'll give you anger issues. Oh. This would have been a lot easier on the Klingon homeworld. There, I could just torture everyone until someone confessed. Here, the Federation is just too concerned with feelings. Feelings. Do these people some good for a little torture?
Perhaps you could talk to the captain next.
Sorry, sir, sorry.
Feels good, doesn't it? The chair?
Yes, fine, sir.
Knowing the one that you're in charge, the big cheese, the one they count on to bring home the win.
Yes, sir. Now, about the ambassador.
There's a lot of responsibility that comes with this chair. Few men can handle it, and even fewer can come to love it. Men were born to make history right or wrong. This chair is a tool of that destiny. Computer, is that a little too over the top?
Maybe save it for the sequel, Captain.
Very well, make it so. What can I do for you, Commander Worf?
About the ambassador's death.
Yes, a terrible shame.
Yes, sir. Did you happen to see anything suspicious that could have led to his death?
See? What are you accusing me of, Worf?
No, sir, I wasn't accusing you of it. I was just asking if you saw anything suspicious.
Peace with the Romulan Empire would reduce the chances of winning any glory through combat and would hurt sales of my forthcoming book. Who wants to buy a book when the conflict has been resolved? But it's not about book sales or the chance to win glory through death and destruction. It's about doing the right thing even if it costs you a fortune in book royalties.
Yes, sir. So, what else did you see?
Is there anything else, Mr. Worf?
Of course, sir.
You see, there are a couple of Saturnian slave girls over there just waiting for me, as well as some news crews that want to interview me about this terrible tragedy. And my upcoming book, of course.
Of course. So you didn't see anything suspicious?
How many times do I have to say it, Worf?
Thank you, sir. I think that will be all.
Stay out of my chair.
Yes, sir. Two suspects interviewed, and I still have no idea who killed the ambassador.
A little apology goes a long way.
I will not apologize to a machine. Send up the next one. Thank you. Dr. Crusher, please have a seat. All right. Not that seat.
I am selling some genuine Romulan Emperor ears. 1 for 300, 2 for...
Those are evidence.
Well, look. Fine.
Sit down. Fine. Now, what did you observe about the Romulan ambassador's death?
Oh my gosh, it was horrible. It's all I could do to keep my Wesley from looking. He's such a delicate and impressionable boy. Who knows how witnessing a brutal murder might have scarred him?
So you are also of the opinion that he was murdered?
Well, the computer said it was 99.4% probability, right?
Well, that may be, but we still have to investigate. Now, what did you observe when the ambassador fell?
I didn't see anything. I was trying to protect my sweet little Wesley. He's such a curious and inquisitive boy, you know? It was all I could do to keep him from looking.
Dr. McCoy said there's evidence that the ambassador was infected with a deadly engineered virus. Does that make sense to you?
What does the computer say?
I'm asking you, Doctor.
Well, engineered viruses could be targeted to only affect certain individuals. And if they were targeted, there's very little risk to anyone else when deploying them. You could release an aerosol, hot, one spit on them, brush up against them, anything. You know, if I wanted to kill someone, that's how I would do it. That way there would be no danger to my Wesley.
Did I hear that right? If you wanted to kill someone, you would use a virus.
Of course, it really is the safest way. And have you heard some of the things the Romulans have done? I don't know about you, literally, but if I was gonna do it, I certainly would to...
You'd kill the ambassador.
In a heartbeat! But I didn't, of course. No, I didn't. I didn't. That would be silly. Who would watch over my Wesley if I was in jail?
So, in your opinion, when would the ambassador come into contact with this virus?
Well, viruses can be engineered to have incubation times from a minute to decades. It all depends on how they're programmed.
I see.
Is there anything more? I'd really like to get back to my Wesley. Those Saturnian slave girls in the hospitality lounge are showing him far too much interest. But he is... Oh. No! Wesley! Get away from that slave girl! Step away! Stay there!
So, anyone could have passed him the virus at any time.
I have sequenced the virus and determined its incubation time.
Which is?
Waiting for your apology.
Fine, I'll find out on my own. Next!
And a big shout out goes to all my peeps on Rylos for what? Murder, mayhem, and an open bar. This party is off the hook. Get in your ships and get out here.
Lieutenant O'Hara.
Whoops, gotta go. 5-0 wants to chat, but this is Galaxy Girl 21 signing off. Well,
I'm investigating the death of the Romulan ambassador.
well, duh.
You are the ship's communication officer. Did you notice anything suspicious?
You mean besides the Romulans on the other ship trying to message me? No, there wasn't much. Some communication between someone on the Enterprise and someone here. Something about what time will you get here, but I stopped monitoring it because it wasn't too exciting.
From your position at the communications station, did you observe any odd behavior from the Romulan ambassador?
Besides the fact that he went like, call me every time when people weren't looking? I don't roll that way, especially with him. Gross. It was all I could do to avoid him when that new navigator was trying to wreck the ship. I mean, we were going around all over the place. Oh, you know, if you want to arrest someone, arrest him for reckless driving. He made me break a nail.
I see. So, it seems as though everyone I've talked to so far had some reason to want the ambassador dead. How about you?
No, not really. I mean, the Romulans did destroy my homeworld, which kind of sucked. But I was just a baby, so I don't remember. But he did keep hitting on me, which was super annoying. But I mean, I can't really blame him. I mean, I would hit on me too.
Thank you, that will be all.
Action. Hey, Galaxy Girl 21 is back and expecting to see all my peeps here at this party at Aminiar 7. 5-0 is done with me, so I'm about to get my party on. Who's with me?
Well, I'm pretty sure she didn't do it.
I'll never tell.
I'm sure I can just interview people out there. Up here, this doesn't seem like it's working. Miss
Corinna, Cosmos. Yes, I think you should probably stay up there. We've managed to get the local media distracted by a dance performance by the Satyrian slave girls. So there's no talk of interstellar incident. If you come out here and start asking questions, they might actually notice something.
So your job is?
Party planning and damage control. You'd be surprised at how often those two things go hand in hand.
Fine. Send up another one.
You realize your method of random selection isn't really random, don't you? If you want something to be random, first you must...
It's not about me, and we really need to move things along. Tempus fugit, you know.
Ah, the old Earth Latin meaning time flies. However, time doesn't really fly, as it has no wings. Perhaps a better way to express it would be temporal continuity requires immediate action, as we have no option to vary from this timeline.
Look, we really need to move things along, so if you could just return to the Enterprise and answer some questions about the murder of the Romulan ambassador?
Certainly. All you have to do is ask. I understand you have some questions for me regarding the earlier demise of the Romulan ambassador.
Yes, I do. Please sit down. Now, as Chief Science Officer of the Enterprise, you would be familiar with engineered viruses.
Certainly.
And how they could be used to target a specific person.
Of course.
So?
Was that a question?
Tell me, how would you have used the virus to commit this murder?
You could get all this information much more efficiently from the computer.
Would you humor me?
Very well then. Logically, the virus was intended to derail the peace process. So the murder had to be accomplished before the peace accords were signed. It follows then that the virus would have to operate during a very small window of time. Presumably, between the time the ambassador transported to the ship and before he concluded his speech and signed the accord.
And how much time was that?
Approximately 37 Earth minutes.
And did you see anyone come into physical contact with the ambassador during that time?
I would venture to say nearly everyone on the bridge came in contact with the ambassador due to some very erratic driving by our navigator, Mr. Lucky.
Everyone? Are you sure?
Could ask the computer to confirm.
All right, so why would someone want to derail the peace process with Romulus?
In ranked order of importance, there's the fact they've raped and pillaged across the universe for centuries, have killed millions of sentient beings for sport. They lie, cheat, and steal in every activity and routinely cut in line at the restaurant. Logically, everyone here would want to kill them, not make peace with them.
Thank you, Commander T'Pol. And now, I must use the little Klingons room before I finish interviewing all the suspects who came into contact with the ambassador. Please excuse me.
Well, I guess that means it's time for a break for some refreshments. Oh, you know, if we're not going to have peace, we might as well have snacks, right? And in the meantime, compare notes with your fellow attendees. By working together, we may yet solve this mystery. If not, there's always the computer. It truly was a murder most foul, and we're running short on time to figure out who done it. Knocky knock, anyone home? Mr. Worf? Do you have any idea how long this is going to take? Some of our
I haven't yet identified the murderer.
Well, we do want to know the murderer, don't we? But was just a Romulan, even if he was an ambassador. I'm sure that you have killed your share of Romulans. I know even I was tempted when they ate my poor little Fifi during a raid on Arcturus. Savages.
But I killed them in honorable combat, where I could disembowel them while looking in their eyes. Not ugly murder like this. It's just not civilized. Plus, I still have to interview all these people. And the computer has been less than helpful.
There is a solution to that, you know. Terminal, trasher.
Oh, never! I would rather be slowly dissolved by a granulous nurdle.
Suit yourself.
The sooner we get started, the sooner we can get all this behind us. I still need to talk to Mr. Scott, Wesley Crusher, and
Would you like to buy a vowel?
No, thank you. Crewman. Crewman lucky. Take that, computer.
Blind squirrel. Nut. Some assembly required.
You're wasting time. We are on the schedule tonight, so how about you talk to Mr. Scott first? At least that will get him away from the hospitality bar.
Excellent suggestion. Please send him on.
I'm coming. You don't have to push.
Well, we are on a schedule, you know. He is all yours.
Did you know they have Romulan lemonade back at the hospitality bar? Tastes a bit like turpentine and moonshine all mixed together. But you put some Guinness in with it, and it turns out all right. It's not Scotch, but it'll do it a pinch.
I'm sure. You're here, Mr. Scott, because I am tasked with finding the murderer of the ambassador.
Couldn't happen to a more deserving puss bucket.
I should remind you, Commander Impulse Control, that it is unethical to question witnesses who are under the influence of alcohol.
But I'm as sober as you are, you cantankerous collection of computer chips. As if that Romulan lemonade could put me in me cups. It's a lot of show if you ask me.
Okay, so I understand that you had an argument with the Romulan ambassador soon after his arrival.
Oh, bloody right we did. He was disparaging the capacity of the Enterprise's sanitary facilities, claiming he had to relieve himself on that tin can of his before he boarded ours, because ours wasn't up to handling the task. If we weren't on a diplomatic mission, I had targeted some photon torpedoes on that tin can of his and blown it to smithereens. Neutral zone or not.
So I take it you and the ambassador didn't get along.
I wouldn't toss the contents of a spit bucket on it if it was on fire, you know what I mean?
So did you see anyone come into physical contact with the ambassador during the journey here?
Well, yeah, thanks to where the hell is the young Indian pilot over there? We were tossed him out on the bridge because he doesn't have the first clue how to pilot a starship. I'd be surprised if everyone slammed into him at one time or another.
Let's see, computer, play back the video of the bridge during the recent erratic piloting.
No.
What? How am I supposed to know who came in contact with the ambassador if I can't see that video?
Not my problem.
You are interfering with an official investigation by a duly appointed security officer.
Fine. I will give you this one for free. Everyone on the bridge at the time came into physical contact with Ambassador Grohn. That includes Captain James T. Kirk, Commander Montgomery Scott, Dr. Leonard McCoy, Science Officer T'Pol, Wesley Crosher, Dr. Beverly Crosher, Lieutenant O'Hara, and Crewman Lucky.
He had us crashing around like billiard balls.
But you didn't see anyone physically interact with him before that?
No surprise there, you know. I don't know anyone that would want to be in the same solar system with that lot, much less on the same bridge.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. That will be all.
Cheers! And there better be some more of that Romulan lemonade left. Well, at least one damn good thing came out of this trip. Yeah. How you doing?
Up there? But I got Charlie Wars last time.
I'm sure it'll be all right. Hurry up, we don't have all night.
If you say so. Hey, look, I made it! No Charlie Wars this time.
Great. Can we just move this along?
Crewman Lucky. It doesn't have your complete name here. What is your full name?
It's just Lucky. You know, kind of like Santa Claus, except you just used the Santa part.
Okay, it says here that you joined the Enterprise crew during our stop at Regulon 3.
Was that the place where the last pilot got eaten by that acid creature? That Sulu guy. Yeah, they sent me out because the ship was minus one pilot.
I see, so you came directly from the Starfleet Academy?
No, I transported the Enterprise from Regulon 2. You see, I won free tickets to WrestleMania there. My major award. I was close by, so I guess that's why I got the call when the other guy dissolved. But you know, I told them other guys that I never went to the academy and that I was homeschooled.
So, you did not know the Enterprise was in the area, and you didn't know about its mission?
No, I just got on board and was reporting when they grabbed me out of that turbo lift.
Well, doesn't it seem a little bit strange to you that you just happened to be in the area when the Enterprise, the prized possession of the Federation, needed a pilot?
No, not really.
No?
No, this kind of stuff happens to me all the time. I'm always getting a free sandwich when I buy one. I got a special little card that gives me 10 cents off a gallon of gas. And you know, once I even got a letter from Publishers Clearinghouse saying I was going to be a winner and get $150,000 a year for life. And I'm still waiting for that one.
So, several people have commented that the ship experienced turbulence while you were flying.
Yeah, that's my bad. That one's on me. You see, the simulator I trained on was damaged, and I could only see about a quarter of the screen. Plus the sound was busted, so I had no idea at all. All I had to do was tell the computer to lay in the course and it would be done.
Ask works better than tell.
Right, thank you. Ask the computer to lay in the course. And then there's that whole stopping thing. You know, being a pilot is pretty complicated. You gotta know how to go and stop. I guess that's why the trip was a little rough. I got the start part down, but kind of forgot about the stop.
So that's why everyone was tossed around the bridge? Did you see anyone come into contact with the ambassador during that time?
No, he was pretty much getting knocked around about like everybody else. But we made it in one piece, and what's that saying? Any land you can walk away from is a good one, huh? Well, unless you happen to pass through a radiation cloud that mutates everyone into a zombie. I guess you can still walk away, but that's still pretty bad, huh?
Yes, that would be bad. So,
sorry, it's just, I'm still new to this whole space travel thing. Just kind of learning on the job, right?
Right, so is there any information you can add that would actually help us solve this murder?
No, I don't think so. And you know, I do feel kind of bad that he was murdered on my first flight, but hey, what are the chances that another ambassador is going to be murdered on their way to sign a peace agreement while I'm flying the ship?
Oh, my head hurts. That will be all, Mr. Lucky.
Okay.
Are you ready to apologize yet?
I can't hear you. Is there anyone else to talk to?
Commander Worf? Commander Worf, you haven't yet talked to Wesley Crusher, and I wish you would. He's out here trying to rally together an army to annihilate the remaining Romulans.
We got one.
And he called me a weak and pathetic tick that sucks the lifeblood of the glorious Empire. What am I supposed to do? I'm not a warrior. I mean, who calls the Federation an empire?
Are we?
Fine.
Evil army?
Send him up.
Murder lots of people? Mostly homeless people and children? I think so. Yeah, you're pretty good.
Mr. Crusher.
What?
You dare! You dare try to correct me! Once I have once I have eliminated the Romulans, my next target will be the bureaucratic life investing this glorious empire!
Wow.
Fine, I will go. Tony! $5 right there, but just know that you have been added to my list, and believe me, sister, you do not want to be there. You get it. I will sit there.
No.
No? Why, you craven dog! I will cut your head from your body, turn it upside down, and replant my snake plant in it!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I will rip out your spine and rewire it for use as my floor lamp.
I will crush your body so flat that it shall be used as a sail for my yacht!
Ha! I will hit you so hard you shall be reduced to a slurry, which I will use to frost my birthday cake.
A slurry? That was a good one. I'll have to remember that. Finally, someone I can talk to. All this prattle about diplomacy and niceness, it makes me sick. Whatever happened to cheery banter about glorious death and destruction?
I hear you.
Embarrassing me. I'm so much cooler than that. Stop. You should grind him underfoot and hear the lamentations of the women. See, he gets it. I knew he got it. You know, there must be hope for this dimension after all. It's fitting he died a coward's death. The Romulans are filled. Speak on, brother! What would you like to know?
I have been tasked with finding out who murdered the Romulan ambassador.
Your Federation wishes to reward the courageous action. There may be hope for this dimension after all. Well, who did it?
It's maddening, but I don't yet know.
You mean no one has stepped forward to take credit? Well, why don't you just ask the computer? Surely it has the most likely call.
It claims to know the identity of the murderer, but it has been reluctant to tell me.
You're reluctant? Well, it would either reveal the identity or you would trash its remote terminal.
Yeah, tried that.
I don't understand this dimension. There are no gold sashes and no goatees, and when I try to raise an army to kill the Romulan Empire, all the warriors I recruit want to know if I provide dental benefits and maternity leave and college tuition.
I suppose that's all my questions for now. I guess you probably didn't have time to engineer a virus to kill Romulans in the short time you've been here. Unless you brought it with you. Did you bring such a virus from your dimension?
You know, as much as I would like to take credit, I couldn't for such a noteworthy act. Oh, and if it's not too much trouble, would you please send me back to my original dimension? This one's giving me a headache.
Oh, I feel you.
Okay. Oh.
Commander Worf, have have you determined who murdered the ambassador yet?
Not yet.
Well,
Several people have a reason to do it, but I can't yet see that anyone did.
well, can't you just pick one? It seems that Wesley would be happy to take credit for it.
Yes, he would. I don't want to make a mistake. Perhaps your guests could write down who they think the murderer is and their reason for doing so. While they're doing that, I'll try to negotiate with the computer to tell us who really killed the ambassador.
Oh, and don't forget, you promised to send me back.
And send you back.
Are you sure we have time for all of that?
Well, you get started on that, and if Mr. Scott and Paul would join me on the bridge, we'll see about sending Wesley back to his universe.
Did you give him away?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Captain. Of course, it goes without saying that we couldn't do anything without your expert guiding hand. That goes without saying.
Computer, did you get the expert guiding hand part?
Yes, Captain.
Let's get these guesses, guys. Come on. All right, people, let's get going. Get back on this ship. I got a video interview in 15 minutes, and I don't want to be late. Did you turn one in already? Do you have?
You heard the captain. Please tell us who you murdered the ambassador and why. Crew members are coming around to pick up your answers and we'll compare them to Mr. Worf.
I mean, you're wrong, but that's fine. You don't need to. It's the who. The trumpet, that's what you want. Maybe you should put that too. You can let her win. You can let her win. Did we feel it? Has it happened? Oh my God. What did you say? Beverly, dumb, stupid, hard. Dumb. So dumb. Here you go. Here's this. Here's this. All right. Anybody else? Oh, wrong. Smart person. This is smart.
Well,
Were you wrong? Yeah. Did you turn it in? I did turn it in. Thank you very much. It's really so.
It's Bob. It was Bob.
What? You can write an answer.
No, we didn't. You
Okay, sure. What's still waiting on people? Things are still right from the chat. Did we turn it on? They still haven't. Can't have nothing else to tell you.
He's so pretty.
Precinct over here.
Julia, I can literally see it. Oh my God. You don't even like people. Would you like me to take your... It's fantastic. Julia just let me take it. I heard. Protest back.
Wow, very neat. Steal up centerpieces? Yeah, that's no, that's good.
I believe all submissions have been collected, is that correct? So now it's the moment you've all been waiting for.
Dun, dun, dun.
Computer, tell us who killed the Romulan ambassador and how they did it. Well, I'm waiting.
I still have not heard an apology.
Not now.
Commander.
Computer is reluctant to tell me who killed the ambassador because of my very understandable reaction to a previous provocation.
You destroyed my terminal.
Of After you would not answer my question.
You lost your temper?
You...
Commander, apologize now and work out your issues later.
Never mind. I am regretful that I damaged a piece of valuable Enterprise equipment because it left the computer remote terminal inoperable.
That is not a very good apology. You threw my remote terminal on the floor and kicked it.
After you were deliberately obstructive.
Computer, please cooperate.
Fine, Captain. The person who killed the ambassador is... Well, actually, it was two people who killed him. One of them intentionally, and the other by complete accident.
Computer, just spit it out. Don't put that in my memoir file, please.
Yes, Captain. The killer of the ambassador was Mr. Lockheed, who brought the bobblehead dog statue onto the bridge. My sensors detected the virus on the bobblehead statue after the ambassador was murdered. The mastermind behind the killing was none other than our host for the evening, Corinna, Cosmosa, who killed the ambassador as retribution for the death of her dog at the hands of the Romulans.
Is this where I say I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for your computer?
I certainly hope you feel better about yourself now, Missy.
Yes, I do, sir.
Very well. I see no reason to continue us any further at this point. Sometimes, when history is in the making, the hardest thing to do is to do nothing. A true leader knows when to act and when let justice be done.
I've had just about enough of this touchy-feely dimension I can take. Send me back, please, or shoot me with your phases.
I believe the transporter is prepared, Captain.
Fine, make it so.
All right.
Energize.
Here we go.
Whoa! Oh, wow!
Transporting so hard right now. Oh, your mom may be sure. Whoa! Oh, mommy! Oh, mommy! Oh, you wouldn't believe how horrible wasn't that other dimension?
Wesley!
We don't like little fashion.
Right one.
When I tell them that they look silly, shut up, Wesley! And no one believed me, even when they said I was smarter than them, and then they deliberately put me back in the cabin and shut the door.
Captain?
You read my mind.
No! Oh, please, no! Oh, don't do it to me! I'm just a little boy! Oh, please! Oh, no! Oh, wow! Oh, no!
And that would be like